here tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am so happy to be back. I was so upset on Tuesday that I had to cancel, that I couldn't be here doing what I do with the Q&A show. But, you know, sometimes you got to make lemonade out of lemons. I get so angry when I get sick, right? Because I'll break it down a little bit, right? But if you do not know who I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. That is what we do here. We win. We come up with strategies to win. Simple as that, right? Nothing more, nothing less. But guess what? We also have fun in the process. All right. So tonight is software explorations, and we are going to be going back. We're going back to Grafana. We're going to be working on trying to get our rock, paper, scissors challenge to log into Grafana like we tried last week. But, you know, we got right to the finish line, but we came up short and we got disqualified. But we are back for more because we do not quit. We never give up. We are forever on the grind for victory because we do not believe in losing at any cost. All right. So with that being said, let's get into our agenda, right? And then I will tell you why I hate. So I don't think anybody likes being sick, but I'm going to tell you why I absolutely hate and despise being sick. All right. But first, let's get into our agenda and then we can get into that. All right. So with that being said, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of the newest subscribers. We crossed 500 on Monday.
I appreciate you. We the best.
You guys are the best, and I truly appreciate you for, you know, all the support. Even when I posted that I had to cancel on Tuesday because I was feeling like crap, there was, you know, people wishing me to get better and all that. And I truly
I appreciate
you. All right. So thank you to all the newest subscribers. Thank you to all of the previous and current and the old time subscribers. You guys are amazing. Salute to my tech barbarians. I think I said this on, it was either on Monday morning show or on Sunday, that we are about to deploy our first MVP of the application that we've been building. So as soon as that gets deployed, I will be sharing with you guys. So you guys can take a look at the app that my tech barbarians built from scratch. Yes, indeed, from scratch. That deserves a round of applause for all of their hard work. And I would like to say, if you are new to the channel, right? Or maybe you're not so new to the channel, I don't know, but maybe you enjoyed the content. If so, or maybe you don't enjoy it, I don't know. But regardless, you should definitely hit that subscribe button to let me know what you think, how you feel. If you have any questions, so subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content, because trust me, we drop a lot of content. Did you see how much content we dropped last week for what I proclaimed as Cybersecurity Week? Me and our good friend Socks over at Socks U, launching January 11th. Right? So much content. Like, were you even able to consume it all? Like, did you just like watch for later? Because it's a lot, but trust me, it is going to be super, super helpful. All right. So go ahead and hit the notification bell. All right. Like the video, share the video with everyone, because there is something here for everyone, whether it is from candid conversations. Maybe you need that pick me up. Maybe you want to learn about some new software stuff, or maybe you like the bug bite, because on this Friday's bug bite, don't tell anybody yet, right? But this Friday's bug bite, we're going to be talking about the Tesla Optimus Gen 2. I'm not going to say if I want one or not, but I want one. Anyways, just throwing it out there, right? But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Lastly, for this part, check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. Level up your technical skills today, all right? You can even sign up for free and see what we have in there, right? So definitely go check that out. I even have some content that's free for everyone, so go ahead and check that out, all right? I'm still getting over this sickness, so I do need some water, so bear with me. See, I can't wait to get to the part talking about how much I hate being sick. It tried to take me out, but we rose from the ashes. And let's go over our live show schedule. All right, so live shows. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have our Coffee and Kata morning show at 7:15 a.m. Are you up that early? Are you up that early to get some news stories and some coding challenges done? Tomorrow morning, we're going to get back. I was so mad I couldn't make it yesterday as well, because I was still trying to recover. But tomorrow we're going to get back into our news stories and our Git branching. All right. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:15 a.m., Coffee and Kata. Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We are still going through the mean streets of Terraform. But guess what? This coming Sunday, it is Christmas Eve. Yes, it just snuck up on us, didn't it? It's Christmas Eve already. So the question is Tech Coach Ralph actually going to have a show on Christmas Eve? That is a good question. Well, the answer is yes, we are. Because guess what? We gotta put in the work. We have to earn our Christmas Eve. And what time will we be done? Like maybe I get started a little early. Maybe I'll finish a little early. I don't know. But we have to put in the work, especially when we have to take a sick day this past Tuesday. No. We have to get to work.
Message.
All right. So we are still going to be going live on Sunday. All right. So software explorations, Terraform on Sunday. Maybe it'll be a Christmas theme. I don't know. But we're gonna do something on Sunday. All right. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions are question and answers. You have questions, I have answers, or at least I try to have answers. I try to work with you, you work with me. We do something from there, all right? So Tuesday nights, Q&As, 7:15 p.m. is our start time for that. And then Thursday nights, we do more software explorations. We do a lot of software explorations here because you need to level up your technical skills so you can continue in that, especially if you're making a transition, right? Because you are starting from the bottom, right? If you didn't go to college for something and you're trying to make a transition into a field that might be dominated by some other people, you're going to need to put in that work. All right. So that's why I have so many software explorations. So you can like if you follow what I do, you can definitely build a portfolio. Word. All right. So one more time, live show. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:15 a.m. Coffee and Kata morning show. Sunday afternoons, software explorations at 2:15 p.m. And all of these are being posted in the chat. All right. So Tuesday nights, Q&A at 7:15 p.m. and Thursday nights, software explorations. All right. And let's get to our pre-recorded show content. We have Monday's Candid Conversation. I love Candid Conversation because I just let off what I'm thinking, and you guys can comment. Hopefully, it helps you. Maybe you might disagree with it. I don't know, but it's just what I'm thinking. All right. Wednesdays we have software explorations, concepts, and overviews. This past Wednesday, we talked about what do you call it? Right? What is it called? SIEM, right? SIEM. About incident and event management, right? So we it's kind of like what we're doing with Grafana, right? So definitely check that out. I think that's going to be a really good video for a lot of people to get more familiar with these different technologies and these different software. So definitely check that out. And then Fridays we have the bug bite, like I already mentioned in secret, right? We're going to be talking about the Tesla Optimus Gen 2 humanoid robots. Right, I'm not going to say right now if I want one or not, but you just have to watch the video to find out what my thoughts are about it. And then throughout the week, we have additional content being dropped. We have our questions from the Q&A shows, and then some I clip up. Now I'm also starting to clip up some other segments of, so this week I dropped about honest estimations because that is super, super important to get your estimations down right. So definitely check that out. All right. That is our show schedule, right? Our live shows and our pre-recorded content. All right. So let me go check out the chat real quick, and then we'll get to our next matter of business. So I have Mitch in the chat. What's going on, Mitch? Good to see you. It is a pleasure to have you here, Mitch. So let's keep going a bit. All right. I want you to do me a favor. All right. Go check out and you know what? I take that back. I take that back because you're not doing me any favors by doing this, right? I want you to do yourself a favor. I want you to go to github.com/chaoscamp and check out the challenges that my good friend Don has set up there to help you level up in your critical thinking skills, in your testing skills, in your coding skills, all of that good stuff, right? I use the Chaos Camp almost every day. And then more than just doing the challenges, I use that code to try to add to it, to develop new things, to try, like I'm using the rock, paper, scissors challenge to try to add the logging to Grafana to it, right? So many different things you could do with that, right? It's like clay that you can mold it into the way that you want it to be. So I would highly recommend that you go check that out, all right? See, still trying to get me, but I'm still here, right? So let's get into this real quick. Why do I hate being sick, right? Because when I am sick, right, I can just see the money draining out of my pocket, right? And what do I mean by that? How do I see the money draining out of my pocket, right? So a lot of people, they will disagree with me on this tooth and nail, right? So I heard a formula once, right, of how you calculate pretty much every hour, right? The hourly value, right? Monetarily. And I took that formula and I said, well, if it can go down to the hour, why can't I go down to the minute or the second, right? So in my mind, I'm leaving so much money on the table by me being sick, right? And let's be clear about something, right? When I'm working at 50% capacity, it's still probably more than a lot of people's 100% capacity, right? So, but I have my own standards of what I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm trying to achieve, right? And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm gonna share the calculator real quick, right? And I'm gonna use some fake numbers and stuff like that, right? But let me pull it up real quick. Time cost. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's share this real quick, right? So I'm gonna share the math real quick, right? Because maybe you might understand, maybe you might disagree. I don't really care, but this is my formula. This is how, and you might tell me, oh, you shouldn't operate like that. Well, guess what? I really don't care, right? Because this is how I'm able to do more in 6 months than some people have been able to do in 7 years, right? Just saying. Not calling any names or anything like that, right? But I'm just saying, right? Because I'll tell you this. When I was sick this week, right? There were some times that I felt pretty good. And those times might be around like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I would wake up and do some work around that time. And then I'd get back to it. And go back to sleep, wake up, feel better, do some more work. It is what it is. But I didn't take like the whole time off. I might have not been live streaming and stuff like that, but the scheduled videos still came out exactly when they were supposed to come out. Everything, I just couldn't live stream for one night and one morning. That's it. Right? I don't believe in missing. And when you miss small. Right? With that being said, here's what I mean by losing so much money, right? So let's take a look at this. So based on the formula that I got, right, I built the calculator off of it, right? So pretty much calculating your quote unquote hourly value, right? Because oh my God, how can somebody put a value on an hour of your time? And what about your kids? And all right, well, if that's how you feel, then maybe this part isn't for you, but maybe you should listen because maybe it'll help you accomplish a lot more things. Who knows? All right. So the way that it works, right? You would put in, let's say, the total annual income that you bring in, right? So for the sake of this calculator, let's keep the number nice and round, right? Let's say you bring in 100K a year, right? So it's telling you that an hour of your time is worth $11.42. Oh no, how is that possible? Because shouldn't it be 100,000 divided by like 40 hours a week? No. We do 100,000, right? Divided by the total amount of hours in a year, right? And where did I get this crazy calculation from? From Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels came up with this calculation, right? Because you need to be using every single second to your advantage, right? So let's say 100,000, right? An hour, divided by 8,760, that's $11.42. A minute is worth 19 cents, and a second of your time is worth 0.003, right? So if I am sick, right? For, let's say, I can't be productive for, let me see, how long was I unproductive for? Let me think about Tuesday. How did Tuesday go? So I would say from like 4 to like 10. I still did some stuff in between them, but it was still pretty bad, right? So 6 hours spent being sick, right? So that cost me like $68 of productivity, right? Because that's how I calculate it. It's productivity, right? It cost me like $68 of productivity. And seeing that number, it really upsets me, right? I didn't spend any money on being sick, right? Because I couldn't do anything. But I certainly didn't make any money off of being sick. So I lost 6 hours, $68 if I made $100,000 a year, right? So that's why I hate being sick, because so much stuff I could get to, right? My capacity is reduced. I couldn't like edit and render as I wanted because I'm sleeping. I can't edit while I'm sleeping, right? Luckily, I did get some hours in at 3 o'clock in the morning when I felt like strength, but like in the afternoons, I was done. I was dead. But that's why I hate being sick, because when I see I'm leaving money on the table, I'm like, oh, is there something I could do? But I just don't have the strength. And that really, really pisses me off. Yeah, that's why I hate being sick. That's why I hate being sick. So much time being wasted. Like, because you can't really do anything while you're sick. You need some rest. You need to recover. Okay, cool. Can I work and recover at least? And I had to miss jujitsu too. That's work for me too. Going to jujitsu class every day, every morning or night, whatever. That's work for me too. I classify it all as work. But it sucked, right? So that is why I hate being sick, because I can just see the money draining, just right? Sucks, right? So, anyways, it is what it is. So let's get back to the show, right? Just wanted to share that with you. So before we get into our Grafana, we're gonna, because we'll talk about it. There's one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, right? One more thing I want to talk to you guys about. So, I don't know, like maybe some of you guys know, maybe you don't. Last year, June 2022, had a son, right? And I always had thoughts and stuff like that about how you could, how you should, for the most part, deal with kids and stuff like that, right? But I never talked about it and stuff like that, because the thing is, right, a lot of times, like, especially like if you're not in the situation, but even if you have like stuff that makes sense, but people will be like, wait until you have a kid and and you'll see things differently and stuff like that, or you'll change the way you move and blah 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 blah, all this type of stuff, right? I'm like, you know what? Because I don't want to have to deal with that nonsense, right? Because people, they think that because of the way that they do, maybe their choices, the way they move, that once you encounter a similar situation as them, that maybe that you're going to pivot and change, and you're going to, just keep it real, right? Maybe you're going to be soft like them, right? I don't know, right? I don't see it that way, right? But I'm like, I'm just going to hold off. And once I get into that situation, then I can assess how I'm going to do it, right? So now that I have my kid, my little boy, my little man, right? I can say this, right? So a lot of what the hell does it mean? Like, let's let him be a kid, and like let him kid, they have to be a child and all that type of stuff. Okay, yeah, kids like they're kids by age and stuff like that. But at what age do you start to show them the discipline and the routine and the work ethic and stuff like that, right? At what age does that start? One thing that I find interesting is that, so how companies have like take your son or daughter or kid to work and stuff like that, but that's like only once a year, right? And then with that being once a year, usually when they go there, there's like activities for them and games and like whatever, right? But the way that I see it is, I want to take my son to work on a regular basis, right? I want him to like be able to he'll come around and he'll touch the keyboard and just start typing stuff and everything like that. And I'm like, this is good, because I want him to get the feel for the keyboard. I want him to get the feel for to like code. And my idea is like, right, once he gets to that level of he can actually like understand what's going on a little bit better, right? I want him to be like sitting like right there, right, working on his own computer, like his programs and stuff like that, so that he can have that sense of discipline and that work ethic of like, all right, let's keep moving forward, let's keep grinding. I don't want like the kids like, just play all day, play. Oh, video games this, video games that. No, see, the way that I work, right? I work like if I'm playing a video game, I make my work fun, and that's how I want to show him. Right, he's not right here right now, but I'm just pointing at like if he was sitting here where I'm gonna have him sitting, so we can actually be working together, right? So he can like, one of the things that kind of bother me, right, is the idea of that. Okay, so like the parents are always, especially like the dad is like always working, and then like the kid is just like doing whatever he or she is doing, and they don't see what the work that's actually being done, right? So I'm like, well, why don't I just take him to work, and then I can explain to him like how are they going to grow and excel and stuff like that if we just continue to shelter them like forever? And then we're going to have these 26-year-olds begging to be on insurance, right? Now they're trying to get to like, what, 31 or something? No work ethic, totally lazy and stuff like that, right? Some of the decisions that we should have been able to make at 17, 18, 19 years old, we don't start making those until we're like 35, 36, 37. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with trying to pivot, but I'll tell you this: the older you are, the much harder it gets, right? So, if we can see that we are trying to do things that were like that, it's a lot harder for us now. Why don't we already start to instill that in our as early as possible into our children, right? So, I want him to be like on his whatever type of computer thing that he has, to be actually working, right? It's not going to be, oh, your parents are like working hard all day and stuff like that, and we're just sitting here, the beneficiaries and stuff like that, right? No, like, you have to actually put in work as well, right? The work that we give you so you can continue to grow, right? And that way, when you are, who knows, 8, 9, 10, maybe you understand Python coding, maybe you understand some type of algorithm or something like that, being way ahead of a lot of other people. And you know what? Here's one of the thoughts I had behind this, right? Because I was listening to a live stream the other day, right? And the person who was being interviewed said, "Oh, because our kids, right? They don't have the exposure to some of the things like some of the other kids have, like being able to learn coding and stuff at an early age and stuff like that." And I'm like, why is that? Why is that? A Udemy course, you can get it for like $10 to $15, right? There's free programs online that teaches kids how to code. Like I had like, I forgot the name of the website, right? But I was trying to show my neighbor's kids like how to do certain coding stuff, like through game building and stuff like that, right? But they had no interest in it. Parents didn't put any interest in it for them, right? I took a neighbor of ours, right, and a cousin of ours, right, to this robotics class type of thing, right, where they program the little robots and stuff like that, so with a similar thing, right? Guess what? They didn't have any interest in that either. So when you try to tell me that, oh, these other kids have the like they have the outlet to it, they have the exposure to it, and quote unquote our kids, whoever our kids are, right, don't have it and stuff like that. We're behind and stuff like that. Well, a big part of the reason is because we don't have the interest, and as parents, we never instilled it into them. Maybe we didn't know or nothing like that, but I don't care. Like, but the excuse of like, oh, the other kids, right? The other kids, they had exposure to it, but our kids didn't. I think that is nonsense. See, and I had the thought from like very, very early, like before he was even born, like he's going to have that exposure, like like whether he like there are two things that are going to be non-negotiable, right? That's coding and jujitsu. Two things that instill a strong sense of discipline. How is that even like? How does coding and jujitsu instill a strong sense of discipline? Well, I'm happy that you ask. The way that it does is because in code, if you miss a semicolon, unless you're using Python, then semicolons don't really matter. But that's a whole nother story, right? But the point is, one little syntax error in coding, and you're gonna like your code is not gonna work. It's not gonna compile. Something's not gonna go right, right? In jujitsu, one mistake can cause you a match, can cause you a broken arm, a broken foot. It can cause you to be passed out. Who knows, right? So the level of discipline in those two things, non-negotiable. Sports, whatever, you can go and dabble and figure out which one you like and stuff like that. Cool. But jiu-jitsu and coding, non-negotiable. And every day is going to be take your son to work day. And he'll be sitting like right here. And he'll be working, asking questions, help with this, do that, whatever. I'm going to set him up a little office right there where he'll have his own workspace. And from a very early age, he's going to be a business partner of mine. But that's how I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, right? But that's how I see that I'm going to lead him up so that he doesn't have to worry about the same thing that a lot of people have to worry about. He doesn't have to worry about getting to an older age and like, oh, you know, I'm going to pivot and stuff like that and go to college based off his feelings and stuff like that, what made him feel good and stuff like that, right? I don't believe in feeling good. I believe in winning. And I believe when I win, then I feel good, right? Maybe it's a crazy loop, but it is what it is, all right? So I just wanted to throw that out there. And, you know, that's, I might have some more ideas about this in the future, but that's how I see it. Like, that's how I saw it before he was born. But, you know, I wasn't going to say anything until, you know, after he's a year and a half now. And I'm like, his mom, his grandparents, like, oh my God, he's growing so fast. And I remember he was a baby. I miss him. And I'm like, man, I'm just waiting for this kid to turn like 2.5, 3. Because that's when we're going to get to work. That's when we're going to get to work. So that's how I see it. All right. So let me know what you think about that. Agree, disagree, do what you want with your kid. But don't get mad when my kid is offering your kid a salary. Who knows? All right. So let's move on. Let's check the chat real quick. So Mitch says, indeed. And I got a special person in the building. D said, funny, my oldest sampled coding and jujitsu. Hey, like, see, and a quick note about jujitsu, right? Some people started, and it's just like the way. So the way that I'm able to continue with going with jiu-jitsu, it's about the long-term goal that I set for it, right? So it's not to like, I don't go there like, oh, I'm gonna make this person submit, I'm gonna make that person submit. It's a part of or I'm gonna get mad when somebody submits me, makes me tap or something like that, right? Even when the annoying 16-year-old kids, you know, they get so excited because like they made you submit and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, funny, all right, whatever, right? But it's about the goal, and this can be a life lesson, right? Everything you encounter, it's about the goals that you set for it, right? If you try to set a goal of like, oh, I'm gonna do this like that, and then like now you feel like, oh, you get so discouraged and you want to quit and stuff like that, right? Then you're gonna get bad results, right? But my goal was like, I had daily goals, I had weekly goals, I had monthly goals, I had yearly goals, and then there's the ultimate long-term goal, right? What is the ultimate long-term goal? Is it to get a black belt? Not so much, because guess what? Once you get a black belt, you're still training forever, right? You don't just like you. If you get to the point of getting a black belt, I don't think you're ever like, oh, I used to be a black belt and or I got my black belt, but I don't train anymore. And I think you're gonna train forever, right? But the long-term goal was to continue to get better, to continue to learn, to continue to learn from the best, right? The professors who went through like what 10, 12, 15 years to get their black belt, and then they're pouring their knowledge into you. But what was the not the per class goal? Well, let's go with the per class goal, right? It was, especially when I was just starting off. Try to okay, if I was going with somebody and then they quote unquote like beat me, right? In like 15 seconds. Because that used to happen, like 15 seconds in and boom, right? I'm like, all right, well, my next goal is, can I last 25 seconds? And then you get to 25, like, okay, cool. Can I last 40 seconds? And then you start lasting like the whole round, right? And then now you start lasting the whole round with multiple people. And then now you start getting like a little bit of offensive positions. And this can take like months to over a year. Take who knows? And depending on who you're going against, right? So many different factors, but it's like it's not about, oh, can I hit this home run? Right? I told this thing I was working on at work, right? I told my boss, because like I was trying to do like this big thing, and then it was like a lot of security issues and stuff like that couldn't get it done. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the exact part that I need that I can use, right? And I told him like, hey, sometimes you have to bunt instead of going for the home run. You know what I mean? And now we got what we need done, and like whatever I needed, it's working right? So just wanted to throw that out there, right? And then he says, I love winning and hate losing.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
All right. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get to work. All right. I just like I missed Tuesday, so I had a lot to say. And here we are. Hopefully, found that helpful, informative. Maybe you can use it. Maybe you disagree about why I hate being sick. Maybe you say, oh, you should embrace being sick and take some time to recover and stuff like that. It's just a little bit of money, And during our first break, I'm going to talk to you about that, right? I have a thing about money that I'm going to talk to you about, right? Like a mindset, a concept that never really made sense to me, right? But we're going to get to that during our first break. If I don't get to it, please remind me, Mitch, remind me. If I don't talk about the money thing after the first break, let me know, and then we'll make sure we do that, all right? So let's get to work. So where am I now, right? So let me put up the timer up. So where are we now? So let's put it 20 minutes up.
It's time to do.
So let's give a recap, right? So last time, what we did was we had installed Grafana via Docker, right? We got the Docker Compose file, and we brought that up. We logged in. We configured Loki. Loki is the what captures the logs and stuff like that. So we're able to do that, right? But we had issues getting the rock, paper, scissors challenge to go into Grafana, right? Grafana was capturing a lot of the like system stuff, which is not necessarily what we wanted, but we can leave that for now. But we're going to continue with trying to get the Loki stuff, or to get the rock, paper, scissors challenge to go into the Loki, right? And because we did all of that other stuff last week, we can focus on trying to get this week. Hopefully we can get it. If not, it is what it is. But I am looking forward to it, trying to get it and stuff like that. All right. So let's go ahead and close this out, and I will show you where we're at. So, and I almost thought I was gonna have to reinstall Grafana, because how I always forget these passwords. I really need to write this stuff down, but I was able to get in, so it is what it is. All right. So let's share the screen. So we are in Grafana. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for y'all. All right, so we're in Grafana, right? And it said add your first source. All right, so if we go to here and we go to dashboard, or not dashboard, we want to go home and we want to go here and we want to go to data sources, right? And we have Loki here, right? And if we click on this, okay, no authentication. All right. So what we want is data to come into here, right? And where should that? Let's see. Let's click on test real quick, right? So data source is connected. Next, you can start to visualize data by building a dashboard or querying data in the Explorer view. So let's go to Explorer view, right? And let's just run a query, see what we get. Nothing. All right. So label. Let's see, we do job and we do show or no. All right, let's click on job. And say we go here and run query. That's what we get. So we get a bunch of stuff from the computer, right? Which is not what we really want, right? So we're going to try to configure. We're going to try to configure our rock paper scissors challenge to see if we can come up with something, right? So let's go here. All right, so here we are. We're looking at rock paper scissors, right? And let's see. So last time we went ahead and we configured this Loki queue handler. What I have here, right? Because I'm looking at the different things here. So we have let's read some of this a little bit better, right? Last time we had a lot of stuff going on, right? So usage. So logging, import logging, import logging Loki. It says like, all right, send the handler logging Loki handler URL to send it to here, which we would have to use localhost. So let's come. Okay, so we have here. They have a little differently, but okay. So all right, so localhost push tags application, name of the application. All right. There is no authentication. All right, so then it goes logger, get logger, my logger, add handler. So we could put this. So let's try that, right? So if we take that, and default layer examples above will send something happened message along these labels. Message level as severity because it's for error. Logger's name as logger. Labels from tags item of extra dictionary. Okay. So let's change the service to name it this, right? And so let's see what is that. The given example is blocking. Each call will wait for the message to be sent, but you can use the built-in queue handler and queue listener to send messages in separate threads. So to do that, we'd need to use multi-processing queue. We have that here. And then we saw the same thing here. And then logging handlers queue. Do we have that here? I don't think we have that. So let's try to add that as well. So if this would go like right above here, maybe. So where did, all right, so Q is, I don't know why, I don't remember doing this, to be honest with you. Oops, let's put this here. Let's remove this here. Right, and so this is gonna be like that. And this is gonna be like that. Right? Everything else does. So localhost, Loki, API push. So if we run this, let's see if we can at least see this error creep into there. And or you can use Loki queue handler. Oh, it's okay. So this is the one that we did, right? Which will automatically create listeners and handler. Well, let's try this one and see what happens. All right. So let's try that. Let's give it a run. Let's start it up, right? So we are going to play that. Loki queue handler missing positional argument. All right, let's see what that means. Loki queue handler. Handler Loki. Let's see. All right. So Q equals Q -1 handler. Error. Let's see. Handler logging dot get logger. Logging handlers. Q listener. Q handler. Look, what? Let's see. Oops, not that one. Run. So this says here. Oh, we might have a mistake there. So it would be, so it's just a Loki handler. Okay, that's what it is. It's like that. All right, let's try that again. So application is up and running. All right, so if we go to here, let me refresh real quick. All right, so label browser. think I was muted all that time when I was talking. He just saw me navigating around. But what I was talking about, I don't know how long I've been muted, but I'm just looking. You saw the searches that I was doing and stuff like that, so that's all good. So, what is this? Let me see. Let's go here. These third-party clients also enable sending logs to Loki. Log for chase for Java, Python. So Python, I think this is the one that we're using, which is not sending it to it. But something I was going to search for was how to understanding labels. Labels are key value pairs that can be identified as anything. We like to refer them as metadata. Job syslogs. Let's see. Job. Okay, so job name Apache. Targets localhost. Bar log. Dev Apache log. Okay, we're seeing some progress here. I mean, making some sense here. Let's see. Let's see. Promtail client. So
lunch break.
I remember what I looked up last week, right? So what I looked up last week was how Python write logs to file. So how to write to a file using logging Python module, right? So how to write to a file using the logging Python module. So what we're going to do when we come back, right? I'm going to try this out. And if that file can be written, then we can see if we can get it picked up into Grafana. All right. So that's what we're going to do when we get back. So let's go to break. Right. So let me see here. All right, let's put 5 minutes on the clock. All right. So during this break, right, I said we're going to talk about something that I heard about money before, right? So because, money can be fun to talk about, right?
Money.
So have you ever heard people who say like, oh, like they pretty much have a limit on like how much is quote unquote enough for them? So like they'll say, oh, I mean, I don't think anybody's saying this anymore, but just $1 million and I'll be good, right? Or like I wouldn't work anymore if I was to get 10 million or something like that, right? I've heard people say it, like say, oh, because then I can like, just go and travel the world and I can have fun and I can spend all the time in the world with my kids or my wife or whatever. Like, they just pretty much stuff that they'll do if they won the lotto, but they didn't actually have to work hard for their earnings, right? I mean, at that point, it's not really an earning. It's like something that you won. But a realization that I'm making is that the people who actually say things like that, right? Like who would like I'm gonna take it up a level from money for a second, right? This is gonna be in general. The people who would set a limit to their accomplishments and to their achievements, like they set a barrier saying, all right, if I get to this part, then I'll quit. Because that's technically what it is. It's quitting, right? Like, so if I get to one of my favorite pastimes, right? Jiu-jitsu, right? If I get to how many people have gotten their blue belt and they quit, right? So it's like if I get to my blue belt, then I'm good. I don't need to do it anymore, right? But I don't know if I've ever not that I know that many black belts or anything like that, right? I met quite a few, and it's a privilege, right? But guess what? The black belts that I know, they train more than the students who are learning from white belt to brown belt, right? So they're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to 30 years of being a black belt, right? They didn't say, oh, once I get my black belt, then that's it. For them, that's kind of like the starting point. So the thing about to bring it back to the money, right? The thing about when people say, oh, like they set a barrier for them, right? They said, oh, if I get to 5 million, 10 million, 100,000, who knows what it is, right? Like, then that's all I need, right? It's all that I need because, it's, what do you need that much for, right? That's just sharing some of the rhetoric that I've heard. And it's like, what do we need that much for? Because, we can go travel the world and we can go, have fun and taste all the different wines of France and whatever they have in Italy, go on the, in Venice, the little water thingy and, go to London and whatever, right? They set that limit, but see, and here is why I believe that limit is set, right? Because they never actually planned or even believe that
They ain't believing us.
they never even believed that arbitrary boundary that they set for themselves, that they would ever accomplish it. That's what I think. I don't think they ever actually thought that they know that they're not going to accomplish it because that's a lot of work. So they're like, oh, all I need is 10 million. All I need is 100 million. Why do I need $1 billion for? I'll just be happy and content with but because it gives them the ability and the excuse to because guess what? They don't work that hard at
Move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
They don't work that hard at 80, 90, 100K anyways, right? So there's how would they get to that 10 million, right? Because when I have these conversations, I'm like, what's your limit? I'm like, what do you mean by what's my limit? Like, oh, because, everyone has a limit. Like, no, like Elon Musk, like how much is he, what's his net worth now? Like 80 billion or something like that. And he clocks in every day. Right? So it's like, oh, how much, like whatever. And it's like, I don't work because I'm trying to get to a particular limit, right? Or because I have fun. And the
Money
is a great added benefit to it, right? But and when I said like, all right, so if you set that limit of like, let's say 10 million, right? And now at the 10 million and $1, you're gonna be like, oh no, I can't do anything, right? Because whatever goal that I have, right? And when I get there, I'm like, okay, let's just double it and let's move on. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't miss. We just keep going. The work ethic, the character, and you would be compensated for it, right? So that's how I see it. Let me know what you think. I am curious. Am I wrong on this? Should there be a limit? Should there be a limit? Right? Because I'll tell you this: when you set these arbitrary limits for yourself, there's somebody who's to the left of you and to the right of you who are coming to get it, and they will not only will they accomplish their goals, they're also going to take your arbitrary limit and they're going to swallow it, and then you're going to be left looking around like,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
yep, and I do not really want to hear you saying that. All right, so let's get back to work. Why don't we? Just wanted to share that with you. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the chat. What do you think about what I said? Am I totally off by that? Let me know. All right, cool. So let's go back to here. All right, so what I want to do is, and let's start up our clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so we're gonna try a different way, right? I'm gonna remove all that Grafana stuff or the Loki stuff, and we're going to try to write our log files out, and then we are going to see if we can read those log files into Grafana, right? Because I still think the other way should work, but then again, I do remember, like, I from working and stuff like that, I do remember log files being written out from an application, and then the log files have to be ingested a particular way. So let's give that a try. Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so let's do let's see what we have here. Logging basic config logging file handler. Where is logging file handler? Example of using logging basic rather than logging file handler. All right, so let's see. How to write a file using a logging Python. How to write to a file using a logging Python module. How can I use logging module in Python to write to a file? Every time I use it, it just prints out the message. So logging basic. In order, the 5 parts to do. Set output file equals log name. Can you just give us the code? Okay, so something like this. All right, cool. Taken from logging cookbook. Let's see here. So logger. All right, so let's try to. Okay, so let's do what? Okay, let's try. I don't know. We're just trying a bunch of different stuff, right? So I'm gonna back. I'll comment these changes out. Right? So let's go over here. I'm gonna comment these changes out. And let's comment that out. Comment that out. Okay. Let's comment that out. Comment that out too. And let's see that. Right. So let's start over here and let's go with logger equals logging dot get logger SA rock paper scissor app, right? And then we're gonna do logger dot set level. We're gonna do logging dot bug, I guess. You can always adjust that after. Actually, I want to do error, right? And then we're gonna do FH for file handler, and we're gonna say logging dot file handler, right? And then we're gonna call this R rock paper scissors dot log, right? And then we're gonna do logger dot add handler FH, right? So we got that, and let's stop this. Let's start over again, right? And oh wait, let's well so let's go to our project structure here. Let's our project files, and let's move this, make this a little smaller. I know where this. All right, so let's. I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna write to, but it's not no error. Well, let's see. So if we go there, okay. So if we go to insomnia, and we do send. Excuse me. So there goes the log. The log gets created. While we're here, might as well install this plugin, right? But nothing got written to it. But if we were to go to here, then we can just find out how to do that for the so copy that. So we have that, right? But let's say because after that we can find out how to get it to go for the fast API stuff, right? So let's give it a run again. And if we go to here again, and we send, so this is just info. But let's see in our logs. So okay, so we got something logged out, right? In this RPS log. So let's say we copy this path. Say absolute path, right? And now let's go to this side, and let's say we go here, right? Right. Let's say, all right, so let's go to source again, right? Because maybe we can always come back to the Loki part, right? But I'm curious to see if we did data sources, add new data source. Is there just like a log file that we can log it, you know? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Elasticsearch, like OSS login solution. Let's see. Data source is connected. So let's say Loki read log file. Please tell where to find the own log files from. Let's see what that one says. Collect and view logs with Grafana. Promptel is an agent responsible for gathering logs and sending them. Oh, okay. So Promptel. Why did we not use Promptel then? Right. So, all right. Well, let's read this article while we're here, right? Because software explorations It's like a treasure hunt. You know, sailing the Atlantic Ocean or something, right? So, go to tutorial. All right, so blah blah blah. All right, you should see something like this: deployment, da da da. So you got that. All right, cool. Oh come on, don't do that. So, oh my god, they're so annoying sometimes. What if I could do this in incognito mode? So copy. The same thing. Let's see. Yep. It's so annoying. Well, let's find another way to find it, right? I am logged in, right? Yeah, I'm logged in. They just don't want. Okay, they just want you to see it, dude. Let's see if I click up there. Nope, not happening. Let me see. There's ways to find this stuff. All right, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Collective view. Let's see. Mhm. Let's see. Tutorial. What a jerk. Let's see what that says. Is that the same one? Yep, that's the same one. Look at that. What a tell you. That's how they try to get you. That's how they try to get you. What's this? Nope. All right, I got you. I got you. But we can see. Let's see how much of it we can mine, though, right? Let's go back to it. Sneaky bastards. Okay, so compare. Promtel is the agent responsible for gathering logs and sending them to Loki. Loki is the main server responsible for storing logs and processing queries. Grafana for querying and displaying the logs. All right, so we got that. We're not going to be using Minikube. We did all this part already. It's just they cut us off over here. So let's see how we can do. So Promtail. All right, so how to use Promtail with Python application. So let's find out. Pushing yes. So let's see. Let's see. Let's go scroll all the way to the bottom real quick before they hit us with the okie doke. All right, this person's not a jerk. Okay. So run Promtail on Python anywhere. Let's go back. Let's find out. All right. So there was an article. There was something that I saw. So how does Promtail work? All right. So Promtail is an agent which ships the content of local logs to a private Grafana Loki instance or Grafana cloud. It's usually deployed to every machine that runs applications which need to be monitored. It primarily discovers targets. All right, so let's take a look at this then. Log discovery. Before Promtail can ship any data from log files to Loki, it needs to find out information about its environment. Specifically, this means discovering applications emitting log lines to files that need to be monitored. Promtail borrows the same service discovery mechanism from Prometheus, although it currently supports static and Kubernetes service discovery. This limitation is due to the fact that Prompto is deployed as a daemon to every local machine and as such does not discover labels from other machines. Oh, let's see what that's saying. So if, okay, oh, that's gonna work then. Let's keep reading. Let's talk about the Prompto is configured using scrape configs stanza. Refer to configuring Prompto for more details. All right, so let's see. Let's see here. Printing Prompto config at runtime. If you pass Prompto is configured in a YAML, usually referred to as config.yaml, which contains information on the Prompto server where positions are stored and how to scrape logs from files. If you pass Prompto the flag print config st or reverse order or some values may not be relevant to your install. This is the exact. Let's see. So where is? So my question is, Prompto is distributed as a binary in a Docker container, or there is a Helm chart to install in Kubernetes cluster. Okay. All right, let's try a different search, right? To get local application logs into Grafana. Let's just bypass all that Loki and stuff like that, right? Loki, Prompto, all that stuff, right? So how do you integrate logs in Grafana? Let's see what it says. Linking of log lines in Grafana allows you to quickly navigate to specific log entries for precise analysis. By clicking the copy shortcut link from a log line, Grafana agent. There is a Grafana agent config file. Let's see what that means. The Grafana cloud stack includes a logging service powered by Grafana Loki, a Prometheus-inspired log aggregation system. This means that you're not required to run your own Loki environment, though you can ship logs to Grafana Cloud using prompts or other. Okay. Let's see what the nope. So can Grafana read values from an application log file? So no, it can't do it in Grafana, but Grafana does allow custom data source plugins. Don't know any official plugin. Telegraph with a few input plugins can feed data into querying log files directly from Grafana. Makes sense. Ingest logs using Prompto, but
Lunch break! Lunch break!
enterprise. Let's see. So for what about another search, right? Oh, let's go to break first, right? Let's go to break. All right, what I was gonna do is put 5 minutes up. What I was gonna do, I was like, because this application is built using Fast API. I was wondering if Fast API has a way to send its logs to somewhere, right? And let's try to make it a little bit broader search, right? So that it can give us the concept of doing it without, like, let's not make it very specific to Grafana, because that's how, to me, that's how I research stuff and try to figure stuff out. I just keep going up a layer until something clicks. So not a big deal for me. Yeah. So I know we'll figure it out. Because we always do in the end, right? But I'm gonna just type in the search right here so I can start looking at what it gives us. So Fast API logging to oh, that's a good one. Let's take a look at that. Well, let me see first if they're gonna give us the full article, if they're gonna be a jerk. Oh, that's cool. All right, so let's do this, right? And maybe we'll pivot to see if we can get it to work in the Docker, right? So let's go and we can work. You guys never worked through a break before? Nobody in the chat? Let's work through a break, right? I'm with it. I am with it. But if you are following along and you are enjoying to see me struggle through this logging stuff, then like the video and share the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can know every time that I am struggling through new stuff by going live, right? So, because I struggle a lot, but I like to share my struggles with you. All right. So, let's see where we are at now. So this is what I'm looking at right here, right? I am looking at wrong. Looking at this, right? So this one says capturing fast API server access logs using Loki and visualizing them in Grafana, right? Sounds like exactly what we need to do, but sometimes it's a long, hard road to get there. So, we're not going to read all this. Okay, so we know what Loki is. We know what Grafana is. You will need Docker and Docker Compose installed on your system. We have that. Configuring your FATS API to... Oh God, here we go. We got Tony in the house. Tony says, "Did you figure it out? Did you figure out your stuff yet, Mr. Purple Belt?" No, not yet, Tony. Did you figure out your spider guard yet? Anyways, that's what I'm looking into right now. I'm looking at this guide, right? So first we'll modify our FAST API to send its logs to Loki. To do this, we will use which is kind of what we did, but okay. So first create a new file, requirements. All right, so let's take a look at, let me see if I have it here. So do I have a requirements file here? I should. I do. So we are going to add what's the latest version of that? It's probably gonna make me do the whole Docker thing, but it is what it is. Python logging. You can always type in lock instead of Loki. 0.3.1. How about being old? All right. So, we're here. And got that. All right. So let's go. Oh, maybe because we didn't put it here. I don't know, but let's follow along. Let's follow along. Let's get rid of. Already got our main. Let's get rid of this stuff right here and comment this out. See, this is the file of a trial and error because look at all these comment stuff that we have commented out. Oh,
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
What's going on? C to a fellow bag chaser in the house. Thank you for stopping by. It is a pleasure to have you here. If you have any questions about the stuff that I am struggling through, I will do my best to try to answer you about my struggles. But, enjoy the show as always. And if you need some entertainment, Tony will always be here to make fun of my struggles as well. All right. So let's keep going. Let's start up another 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
We'll see how that goes. All right. So let's go back to here. And so, all right. So all these commented out files, because once I figure this out, I'm just going to delete all those commented out files. I don't want no memories of the struggle. All right. So I don't know. People like to remember, like they're always reliving the struggle. Oh, the struggle. Man, I want to move away from the struggle. I want to go to the victor. I want to go to the victory lane. All right. Tony said reporting for duty. Oh man, that's awesome. All right. All right. So let's do Loki logs handler equals Loki Q. Why is that popping up for me? Did I comment it out? No, it's still here. Loki Q handler. Okay. All right, cool. And we do that, and we're gonna do Q -1. Kind of like what we did before, but we are going to URL equals get env I'm just gonna hard code it for now, right? We can fix that. We can fix the hard code later if we need, because this is not a project anyways, right? But we're gonna do, so the low-key endpoint is this right here, the local host. I wonder if you're HTTPS. I don't think so. Well, let me see. Oh, it's not. It can't be accessed. Well, this site cannot provide a secure. All right, so if I do that, this page isn't working. 405. That's interesting. All right, I'll revisit that. All right, but we'll put this in here for now, right? But that might be leading us to something. Okay. Okay. No worries. Because when we test it in the browser, it works, right? So that means we're going to need I just create a new one. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, getting distracted. All right, so we have that. All right, and we're going to say I am not even going to address that comment right now. I'm going to wait till the 20 minutes, till the 16 minutes is up until I adequately respond to that comment. Application. Let's call that rock, paper, scissors. And version 1. All right. Over here. And now we're going to do uvcorn dot uvcorn access logger equals logging dot get logger uvcorn dot access. And I'll say this, right? Thanks to Don, I have learned so, like, by doing this, you guys, like, listen carefully, right? About, like, using these different challenges and stuff like that. Just by playing around with this rock, paper, scissors one for, like, over a month now, right? I've learned so much about Fast API and Uvicorn and everything like that, that it's, these chaos camp little challenges are worth more than gold. But I will still take the gold. But worth more than gold, but I'll still take the gold, right? Just make sure you understand. Add handler, low-key, logs handler. Oops. Low-key, logs handler. All right, cool. And if we scroll down, is there anything else? No. All right, so let's go back to here. All right, let's see. Okay, so this code sets up Fast API server by creating a new Fast API instance with a single route to the root URL. Yeah, which the server access logs generated by UVCore worker are registered by the logger name UVCore access. So we add our handler, local queue handler. We mentioned q-1 as the first parameter to keep a queue of infinite size, as we can't determine the queue size for a log. Okay, exactly. The Loki endpoint ID is set to the URL parameter to specify the address and port of the Loki instance, which we'll configure later in the Docker Compose file. Okay. The tags. All right, I have to remember this part right here, right? Well, okay. So next, create a new Docker file. Oh, see, this is what Tony was talking about, right? Because they're gonna want us to do it via Docker instead of instead of running like starting up the application locally, from my understanding. But all right, let's see. Hold on, let's see. So let's say we were to create a. So I have this right, but we can always I mean, we have this already, so that's cool, right? That's cool. This Docker file builds a new Docker image based on the official, which is optimized production ready for fast API. We copy our main requirements and then we install that. All right, so we've already reviewed this on a different live stream on how to do the Docker file and stuff. If you haven't seen that, I highly suggest you go do that because I love Docker. Docker is great, and you should too. All right. Anyways, don't at me. All right. Set up Loki and Grafana Docker Compose. So we did that already. Okay. So this is already done. Cool. Loki endpoint. See, but the thing is, so let's see. All right. Let's see if they're going to go with Tony's method where they combine these two things in the same Docker Compose, or if they're going to start up this separately and have it sent to Loki. All right, so the moment of truth. All right, the fast is Docker. Darn it! You. All right, Tony got this one. 3 points for Tony. All right. This Docker Compose configuration defines 3 services: Fast API, Loki, and Grafana. All right, the Fast API service as defined. Fast API build port 8080, 8000 to 80. Loki environment Loki endpoint. So disappointing. Had so many hopes for this, and this is what we end with. All right, let's see. In this section, we define the Fast API service. We specify that we want to build a Docker image using our Docker file in the current directory and map port 8000 on the host to port 80 in the container. We specify that this service depends on the Loki service so that it can send logs to it. We also define an environment variable, Loki endpoint, which specifies the address and port of the Loki instance. The only thing that I would wonder. All right, let's see. In this section, we define the Loki service. Let's see here. Starting the service. All right, so Docker Compose up, of course. All right. Visualizing logs in Grafana. Default username, admin. Once you're logged in, you'll take to the home page, add your first data source. I got that. And save and test. All right. Go back to click on add additional log sources to Loki and visualize them alongside Fast API logs. For example, you could add logs from other services. But the question is, it doesn't make sense that you'd all like. Let me see something. So I understand this one wouldn't. Okay, so this is good that I got this for, because maybe it wouldn't take the. Yeah. This is accessible, right? But because it's a push, let's see. Loki endpoints, right? If we were to go to get, what's the final endpoint of that? Get ready. So who starts at Ingester not ready, waiting for. Okay, so we know that our Loki endpoint is working, right? So if we were to go, see, I'm very stubborn. I am very, very stubborn, as you can see, right? But it is what it is. Let's go here. Stop that. And we're going to run. So going back over here. All right. Internet wants to act up again. As usual. Must be some football on tonight or something. Let's see here. So anyways, it'll pop up when it pops up. Let's keep moving along. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to pull up Insomnia again. Anyways, all right. All right. So we're here. Home Explorer. All right. So where is our Insomnia? And we're gonna go to here. Okay. So if we're looking at here, so it says now we just save until there. Go create your first dashboard. Oh, all right. Let's do that. So create your first dashboard. Add visualization. Create your first dashboard. Add a new. Oh, let's go here. Create your first dashboard button and click on the Add New Panel button. Select data source as Loki under label filters. Right, so move that over. Oops, move that over here. All right, let's try that again. So let's do create a new dashboard, add new panel, add library panel, I guess. And then select data source as Loki under labels filter. Select data source as Loki under labels filter. Okay, so that's not so. Create new dashboard. Add visualization. Data source Loki. And then it said under labels filter. Labels browser. Let's see here. Sorry. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Let's see. Select data source as Loki under label filter. Select application equals fast API from dropdown. What dropdown? Click run queries. What the question is?
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So, let's see. Go back to home, click on the add panel button, select that data source as Loki under labels filter, select application equals fast API from the dropdown, click on run queries. All right. gonna try it Tony's way. We are just gonna try it Tony's way. All right. So what we're gonna do, we are going to import Docker Compose file into here. All right, so let's stop this. We have our Docker file already. We're gonna do this. Let's see. What did I do? What did I guess from this? Install. That's not what I wanted. Let's copy the file over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do so right now I'm gonna copy the Docker Compose file into our rock paper scissors challenge. All right, so cp Docker Compose YAML, and we're gonna copy it to what's the file path for this? Just do copy path. Absolute. All right, we're gonna do here, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna enter. So now, if we go here, the Docker Compose file should be right there. Cool. All right, and we are going to do this. And after we try this, we're gonna wrap it up because this internet is really getting on my last nerve. So, we open the Docker Compose file and back to our article over here. It says to the Fast API service. All right, so let's go ahead and do this update then for let's change this to you, Tony. We're changing it now to no more hard coded, okay? We just removed the hard coded part. All right, so all right, cool. So now we got that. We are going to all right. So we got that. We got that. We got that. We got that. So now in our Docker Compose file, we are going to have Docker Compose. Let's call that rock paper. And I don't. It's not 8,000. This is running on. Or let me see what they had in their file over here. Got our Docker file. 8080. Running on port 8080. So let's do it on 8090. Let's do 8090. So let's do. And we can also do 8080. We'll access it on port 8080. Let's say we do it like that. And let's see. So now, if we were to do Docker Compose up. Oh, let me do a Docker Compose down first. So shut down everything that we have and we can start all over again with the Grafana. Not my preferred way to do it, but it is what it is. Docker Compose. All right. So, if you still happen to be here, thanks. No thanks to Comcast messing up. But here's what it is. Maybe I'll re-upload this at some point anyways. But we are going to push. We're gonna try to build the rock paper scissors like through the Docker Compose file so they can be all in the same network and see if we get any progress, right? So we pretty much did we pretty much went Tony's route, right? It is what it is. He might actually know what he's talking about. All right, let's see here. So let's go and so let's make sure that Grafana is completely down. Yep. All right, cool. So let's go and start it up. Let's go to our terminal. And we're going to do Docker Compose up. This is supposed to start the Fast API, Loki, and Grafana. You should see logs from all three services in your terminal. Go to your browser and navigate to generate some logs. All right. So it's going to be 8090. But all right, let's go. Let's go. What are you talking about? Services, rock, paper, scissors, environment one. Services, rock, paper, scissors, environment. Did I put something extra that I shouldn't? Hold on. Hey. I added a line. All right, let's remove that. Oh, I did that. All right, cool. Let's try it again. Dark Compose up. All right, it's building the image. Gonna take another gig on my computer and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Look at all these logs right here. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tony knows what he's talking about. All right. So now, if we go to Insomnia and we do 8080 and we send. Right? Do we see anything that comes in through here? Yep. A bunch of logs coming in here. So now if we change this to Change this to rock. Oh, why did that happen? Why do we get an internal server error? Hmm. Name or service not known. Failed to resolve Loki. That's interesting. So it built everything successfully. We got this part working, but it had trouble with this part. It's on the network. So let's take a look at the documentation real quick. And so let me see. All right. Did that. All right, let's go look into Grafana real quick. Right. So if we go here, should come back here, sign in, admin. This isn't our same Grafana that we're using because we create a new one. So now we do that, and then it says add your first data source. Loki. All right, and then save and test. Test. Okay. And then create your first dashboard. Add visualization. This one. And then it says under labels filter and select application fast merge application. Labels browser. See, it still doesn't have this. Oh my god. What I could see. Wait a second. Label. There's only 2 here. It's got a crazy idea real quick, right? But the question is, why is it getting this error over here? It tried to send it to Grafana, but it was or tried to send it. You use Prompto to try to send it to Loki, but that's strange because it's on the same network. So I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I can just change this to see what happens. I don't know. Whatever. Let's try this. Right. So let's do Docker compose down, and then this will be it for the night because this buffering and Comcast and all that crap. CD rock. So, all right, so that's done. We go here all the way down. And if I change this to localhost, doesn't make any sense, but maybe I can add network to it. They didn't have it on here. That might be important to add the network to. I'm gonna do it. I don't know. All right. Let's do it. Do it one more time of that. So maybe that. And then we're gonna go here. Okay, try that. Let's try that one more time, and let's give it a run. Let me take off this timer thing. All right, cool. All right. So if we go into our Insomnia and we try to send a request, we got a 500 error with logger name not defined and stuff like that. If we do axe, we get this error. But are we getting the other? So now let's swoop over to here. Sign in. We have to sign in again because we got rid of everything again. Let's skip that. Let's go here. All right, so let's do data sources Loki. All right, cool. Test works. Okay. Now, if we try to do first dashboard, add visualization, Loki, we go to builder, select label. Oh, look at that. We have more stuff. Oh, look at that. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, look at that. Add query. And apply. Oh, nothing happened. All right, cool. Whoa. Edit. Something missing. Oh, data. So if we go back here and we look at this, Add this. So what was that? Why is Rock not working though? $500. Oh, I think I added some crap over here. That's why. That's probably why it's failing. Definitely. All right, let's get rid of this. I'm fixing some stuff in this to see if we can. All right, so we're gonna do another Docker compose down. And let's do a Docker compose up. All right, so things are up. So if I go here again and I do scissors, how do I remove that? Log grenade. Hold on. How do I remove this? Probably didn't rebuild the image. That's what I'm guessing. It's not even a wait. This is not the right file. That's it. Okay, so so Docker. It's not rebuilding the image. We needed to rebuild the image. That's the problem. So now if I go back to, I'm gonna get the same error because it didn't rebuild the image. Okay, cool. So let's rebuild the image. That's pretty much what's going on. All right. All right, so let's see now what happens. All right, so now if we open up Insomnia and we send that, cool. So we have our successful info, all that, and then we do axe, and we should get an error. Cool. So now if we go over into Grafana, refresh, sign in, admin, we are on this side. Okay. And we go here, and we go here to data sources, Loki. Make sure that's working, and then we go to build a dashboard, add visualization, data source Loki, and we do select label, application, rock, paper, scissors, run query. Data is missing a number field. What does that even mean? Switch the table. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So apply and so the question is, because Tony texted me telling me that the stream was really buffering. I told him thanks to Xfinity, Comcast. Have to give him a call tomorrow. But the thing is, Tony was right. Right? Don't tell him I said that, but Tony was right. The question is, should I tell him that he was right? I don't know. I guess it would be the right thing to do. I'll send him a text. So now if we go here and refresh, we have another one and another one. So that doesn't tell us what is actually being logged in particular, but which we could get it to do that. But we do have, so now if we do one for rock, and let's say we do a refresh of 5 seconds. So on 5, it should do an auto refresh, and then you should get a new one for boom right there. Doesn't tell you which one was actually played, but what if we do I'm sending a get request to get a 405, and then in 5 seconds we should get another one that should show up as an error instead of a 405 method not allowed. Severity. I don't know how it logs it in there, but oh, there it goes. So it's from the top, right? So see how it's still a severity info, but we have a 405, we have a 200, 200, 200, 200. Yeah. Anyways, that's something. We can, but I'm still not satisfied with not being able to send it a different way, because I still think that just because like you're not always going to be starting up a new Grafana with it. So let's say we have Grafana running on some server, right? I do want to be able to send it like through an endpoint of Loki. So I don't know. We'll play with it some more, right? But that's our show for tonight. Probably most people are gone by now because of this crazy buffering, but it is what it is. We make lemon out of lemonades. Maybe I'll just upload the new video or upload the recorded video of this to make it work. I don't know. It's just annoying. It is super annoying to me, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's it. So let's wrap it up for tonight. Thank you, everyone who was able to make it through the buffering. If you left because the buffering was so unbearable, I do not blame you at all. But we got a lot of work done tonight. I am so happy to be back. Happy to be feeling better, feeling my strength regain. minute by minute. You know, the power. Oh, look at that hat fell over there. Oh, you know, I'll fix that after. But, that's it for tonight, right? So if you, you know, let me just, you know, I don't know what the answer to this question is going to be, but I'm going to ask anyways.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I would have been a lot more entertained if we did not have this stupid buffering thing, right? But, you know, we'll figure it out. We build it as we fly it, all right? So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed what we were working on, if you found it informative and helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content. I will be going live again early tomorrow morning, 7:15 a.m., so that we can do our coffee and kata. And, you know, it is what it is. And like the video, share the video, share with everyone. Let them know that the type of work that we do here and how they can level up their technical skills. And maybe I can actually level up my internet. Ooh, savage. All right. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. I will catch you guys in the morning. Have a wonderful night.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bow before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination. These are the very essence of our people. It's been our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price we paid, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth. Let the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons. Uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.